kings, man. The Most High do that. Go on.
And setteth up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise, and knowledge to them that know understanding. He revealeth the deep and secret things. He knoweth what is in the darkness, and the light dwelleth with him. Go on.
Yeah.
Verse 23. I thank thee and praise thee, O thou God of my fathers, who has given me wisdom and might, and has made known unto me now what we desire of thee.
Yep.
For thou hast now made known unto us the king's matter.
Right, okay, that's it. Now there was another one I wanted. Start from 31.
Daniel 2 verse 31. Thou, O king, sawest, and behold a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. This image, his head was of fine gold, his breast and his arms of silver, his belly and his thighs of brass, his legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay. Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet. They were of iron and clay, and brake them to pieces. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together, and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floors, and the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them, and the stone that smote the image became a great mountain, and filled the whole earth. This is the dream, and we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king. Thou, O king, art a king of kings, for the God of heaven hath given thee a kingdom, power, and strength, and glory.
Right, the Most High raised up the Babylonians, man. But they were worshipping idols, man. But them being raised up was part of the Most High's plan. Right?
And wheresoever the children of man dwell, the beasts of the field and the fowls of heaven have he given unto thine hand, and have made thee ruler over them all. Thou art this head of gold. After thee shall rise another kingdom, inferior to thee.
Right, after these, so he's letting you know, look, he told Nebuchadnezzar, look, after after your kingdom, the Cushites, after the Babylonian Empire, another kingdom's gonna rise up after you, man. No, that you gotta understand, man. The Babylonians was a great empire, and they were mighty men of stature, man. They were mighty men of stature. You got the hanging gardens of Babylon and all that. When they were in power, as usual, nobody thought they could be taken down. The fear of them was upon the earth. That's the nature of power. People fear power. But guess what? There came a time when they went down, and they went down, and another kingdom arose. Right?
And they mentioned that that the next kingdom would be inferior, man.
Because it was inferior in terms of riches.
Glory, yeah.
Because the Babylonians were very rich in gold.
And another third kingdom of brass, which shall bear rule over all the earth.
Right, so the second kingdom was talking about the Medo-Persian Empire. The Medes took over, and then the Persians took over the Medes, but they kept the Medes as princes in the kingdom. Right? And then after that, the kingdom of bronze is talking about the Greek. Right? Which is, they were stronger. That's why bronze is stronger metal. Right? They were more militarily stronger. Maybe not as rich, but they were militarily stronger. And they were headed, of course, by Alexander the Freak, which is the so-called first so-called white man to take rulership over the earth.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron.
The fourth kingdom is talking about the Roman Empire, or the Roman Republic. Rome started as a republic, then it ended up being an empire. That was the fourth kingdom.
For as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise.
Right, because the Roman Empire was unstoppable, man. When Rome was coming to you, people feared because they were known for their military prowess, man, and their military tactics, man. And they conquered, and that's how the empire grew. Go on.
And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided.
Right, that's talking about the legs is the first part of the empire, but then you got the feet, which is the second part of the same empire. But this time the kingdom's gonna be divided. Go on, read on.
But there shall be in it of the strength of the iron.
Right, it's gonna have that same military strength, and that's NATO today. NATO is well, they say the strongest military coalition on the planet right now. NATO with the United States. It's got part of that strength because it's got Britain in there, it's got America in there, it's got France in there, and it's got, I believe, Germany. But it also has a lot of little weaker nations who are not really militarily strong, but they're part of the same unit. So they add their piece in here and there. There are stronger nations in NATO and then there are weaker nations, both militarily, economically, and so forth. Well,
for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay, and as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken.
That's right. Which you're seeing that happen today. You got the pigs. The pigs are weak. Portugal, Ireland, Italy, Spain, and Greece. Weak nations. Who's the strong? Germany, Switzerland, Britain. Who else is it? France. Okay.
And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves together, mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another.
What does it mean they shall not cleave one to another? In the ancient Roman Empire, if you was a citizen of Rome, you was a citizen of Rome. And they all saw each other as citizens of Rome. Here it is, now they're all EU citizens, but they don't see each other as the same. The British don't like the fucking French. The French don't like the motherfucking Germans.
Yep.
The Germans don't like the motherfucking Greeks.
Yeah.
That's why you got xenophobia going on within themselves.
Yep.
Because even though they're a military unit and they got their one trade system, the European Union, which is nothing but the political structure of the military NATO. They don't see each other as a European. These people here, they don't see themselves as a European citizen, like how Rome was, where everyone was a Roman citizen. You got citizenship of Rome, so you was all Roman citizens. Now you got EU citizenship, but these people don't, you know what I mean? They don't, oh, where you are? No, you're Polish. Get out of my country, mate. You know, all that kind of stuff. So they're not really together, man.
Yeah.
Right now, the Greeks hate the Germans, man. And the Germans are hating on the Greeks. That's just what's popping off right now.
But they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay.
Yeah. Right. They've got problems between each other. In fact, the stronger nations, the divide now is strongest between the stronger nations and the weaker nations. Because the people in the stronger nations are saying, why should we be holding up these weaker nations? The German people are saying, why the fuck should we bail out the Greeks? The Greeks are lazy, they don't want to work. Why should we bail them out? Which I'm not saying the Greeks are lazy and they don't want to work. I'm saying what the Germans say. Why should we be bailing them out? That's what the problem is now. And you're getting beef.
Yeah, they got overretirement age and no, they don't like that, man. They want them to work till they're dead, basically.
Yep.
Verse 44. And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed.
Right, so during the time of this last leg of the Roman Empire, which is what you know as NATO and EU, along with America, because America's part of NATO, that's when the Lord's going to set up his kingdom, man. Meaning the Lord's going to, well, read on.
And the kingdom shall not be left to other people.
Right, so what's the other people? These other nations. The kingdom that's going to be set up, the final kingdom of earth, is not going to be left to other people. It's going to be the kingdom of Israel. Because this kingdom here ain't a kingdom for everyone. This is the kingdom of the so-called white man. He's ruling this kingdom, man. Jordan Maxwell said that. He said this is a white man's world. The white man go anywhere he wants and blow you to fucking hell, and he says whether it's right or wrong. He dictates who's right and who's wrong. He'll do the same thing and say it's right, you do it, you're wrong. Because he's the authority. Look at the War Crimes Tribunal, Nuremberg. He decides who goes to Nuremberg and who don't. Because if it was up to a lot of people in the world, George Bush and Tony Blair would be down there for what they did to Iraq. But they're not gonna go there because the white man is with them. The power structure's with them. So no, you're not gonna face prosecution. You face prosecution when the white man wants you to face prosecution. If he don't want you to face prosecution, you ain't going to. Because he calls the shots, because this is his world. That's why he walks around here proud, because they know that. You niggas ain't got no part of it. The Indians ain't got no part of it. The UN is run by the so-called white man. It was set up by the so-called white man. What, you think the white man set up the UN to share power with the rest of the world? Just stand around and sing "We Are the World"? No, he set up to bring you all together to control you. That's why everyone knows America runs the UN, man. That's why whenever they want to do something, if the UN says no, they do it anyway, because what the fuck are you going to do? The UN army is the American army. The world army has to be made up of the NATO. NATO runs the UN. If you don't go against NATO, they'll just send the bombs in. Ain't no fucking little African countries going to vote together and say, they get vetoed, man.
Yep.
Right?
But it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. For as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and they break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver and gold, the great God hath made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter, and the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure.
Right, give me Daniel 4:17. Then we're gonna get into the detail, man.
Okay, this is Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whosoever he will, and setteth up over it the beasts of men.
Yep, that's it. The basis of men, which is the so-called white man. Right, now I want you to get me the book of Revelations. Is it the 70th? The 13th chapter, I'll start from the top.
Okay, it's Revelation chapter 13 from verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea.
Right, again, that beast represents an empire, man. And the sea is talking about the peoples. What?
Having 7 heads and 10 horns.
The 7 heads represent the 7 great kingdoms of the so-called white man. Germania Major, Germania Minor, Spain, Britannia, Greece. Was it Rome?
Yeah, Barcelona.
And France, right.